Welcome back to FM Story. We're approaching the end of season 18. We are still in with a chance of winning the Europa League with Crystal Palace. We're in the quarterfinals against Werder Bremen. So without further ado, let's get into the action. So we're in the middle of April. It's time for the second leg of the quarterfinal of the Europa League. And I have to say, we ended the last episode at the end of March and things have not gone swimmingly since then. We've played 2 league games. The first one we lost 2-0 at home against Chelsea. And then we lost 2-0 away at Liverpool in the most recent one. In between, we had the first leg of the quarterfinal against Werder Bremen, and to be perfectly honest, we were absolutely dreadful. We've had 4 seasons in the Europa League between the time at Eintracht Frankfurt, Valencia, and now this season at Crystal Palace. And in each of the 3 seasons previous to this, we've gone out in the quarterfinal of the Europa League. And it looks like it might be happening again. We did get a goal back in injury time through Avier following up after Brasco had hit the post. But we've got a mammoth task ahead of ourselves at home in the second leg to try and make it through to the semi-final. We've made a number of changes ahead of the second leg from the team that played in the first leg. Montardis was injured in field fitness, so he comes back in at right back instead of Basioli. Obradovic comes in instead of Hayes in midfield. Goodall switches to the right with Ennis coming in on the left. Angulo goes through the middle and Castan drops down to the bench. And it's 4-2-3-1 against 4-2-3-1. Right, a free kick, Brasco to take, chips it into the box. It's headed on by Avier, but it loops well over the top. Very little happening in this game, and that is an injury we probably couldn't afford. Avier has been a threat going forward, in particular. But this was the reason we signed Bjerregaard, because we didn't have a backup. Ayala Fayada with a free kick towards the back post. Ennis goes out to pick it up on the wing. Finds Brasco, back to Ennis. Goes back to Ampuero. Benavides over the top for Goodall. Squares it. It's headed away from right in front of their goal. They're going back to the keeper. They're trying to play their way out of their own box. They've given it away. Angulo could not miss from there. And we've levelled it up on aggregate at 2-2. We gave away a goal. The second goal we conceded in the first leg was very similar. We gave it away on the edge of our own area, but for them to give it away on the edge of their own 6-yard box, Brasco squares it, Angulo scores, levels it up on aggregate. And Montardis with a throw. Goodall goes down the outside, gets the byline back to Montardis. He cuts into the box, finds Brasco, back to Ayala Fayado, forces the keeper to turn it behind, and it's gone for a corner that Angulo goes across to take. He aims for the back post. The keeper comes and claims it. Another corner from Angulo on the left here. This one in towards the near post. Powerful header, good save. It's been turned in by Benavides, but we're going to get a VAR check to see whether he's onside. And it's been disallowed. So Angulo's corner comes in. Was it not Benavides that got both of those headers? How the hell is that offside? Obradovic intercepts, finds Ennis. We're pouring men forward. Obradovic into Ennis. Hits the post. And there we are, half time. We've levelled it up on aggregate at 2-2. Now we just need to make sure we don't do anything stupid, and we've got a problem at left back. It's going to be our second left back that's going to have to go off at half time by the looks of it. But we need to just make sure we don't do anything stupid in the second half. Right, so we made the change at half time. Ayala Fajardo's gone back to left back, and Bino's come on into the midfield. He wins it back there. Ampuero across to Benavides. Bino. Brasco now bringing it forwards. Goes round the outside of his man, crosses towards the back post, and the keeper comes and claims it above Angulo. And we force them into kicking it along. Benavides wins the header. Brasco wide for Goodall. Angulo out to Montardis. Bino into Ennis. I think he's onside. But let's see the VAR review. And he is. So Angulo out to Montardis, who cuts in, finds Bino, who slips it into Ennis. The defender was nowhere near him. He scores, and actually it looked more offside off that replay than it did originally, but very, very fractionally onside. And that puts us in front. We've started the second half well. Free kick into the box. Goodall pulls it back to Angulo. Oh, we've hit the woodwork again. And we should have scored the rebound there. Right, less than half an hour left. We're ahead on aggregate. Montardis with a throw. Brasco back to Montardis. Into Brasco. Obradovic back to Brasco. Looking for Ennis on the left. Keeps it in. Back to Ayala Fajardo. Shots blocked. Obradovic to Montardis. Looking to go around the outside. Crosses. Ennis got his head on it. Unfortunately, couldn't keep the header down. Right, a corner for them. It's headed away at the near post, but straight back to the corner taker. It's the first time we've really seen them as a threat going forward. We forced them back, but they've still got the ball. In behind. Hopefully this is not a game on a par with that Everton game last season where we were 2-0, 2 goals to the good with 10 minutes left and we threw it all away. Right, into the last 15 minutes of normal time. Bassioli with a free kick for us. Goes short to Obradovic. It's worked. Ennis is in the box. He's hit the woodwork again. That's the third or fourth time over the two ties that he's hit the woodwork. 5 minutes of normal time left. There's 6 minutes of injury time. They've got a free kick. They've gone long over the top. Ampuero collects it. Ayala Fajardo on the left. Down the line, Ennis flicks it on. Brasco chasing, but they've got it at the back. Well, they've given it away. Angulo. With a minute and a half of injury time left, we go back in front on aggregate. What on earth? I mean, this tie between the two legs has just been plagued by horrendous defending from both teams. But we may have made it into the semi-final of the Europa League. There we are, full time. We finally made it past the quarter-final. Slightly concerned at the number of bookings because I'm not sure how many of our players were on a yellow card. going into the game, and very concerned about that Avier injury because he's been so important for us. But switching Angulo through the middle has paid dividends. And now we go through to the semi-final where we play whoever won the tie between Sassuolo and Tenerife. Sassuolo won the second leg, and it's Sassuolo that we've been drawn against in the semi-final. We're away first, and hopefully we can just keep this run going. It's now time for the second leg of the semi-final of the Europa League, and we've not had the best of it since the second leg of the quarterfinal, certainly league-wise anyway. In the league, we drew 3-3 with Man City, but we were 2-0 up and 3-1 up before throwing it away towards the end. We then lost 3-2 away at West Ham to a 95th minute winner. And in the most recent game, we lost 2-1 to a 92nd minute winner, which doesn't fill me with a great deal of hope going into the second leg of the amount of late goals we've conceded. However, the first leg of the semi-final, we were without Montardis, who was injured. We were without Goodall, who was injured. We were without Avier, who failed a fitness test. We conceded a penalty early on, which Guillaume managed to save. We ended up running out 2-0 winners from the away leg. We've got a bit of a cushion going into this home leg. We do have some injury issues going into the second leg. So even at this stage, I'm not sure who's going to play because it's all going to depend on how players come through fitness tests and things like that. But we're in a strong position. Just hopefully we don't do what we did in the quarterfinal last season to Everton, where we had that advantage and then just threw it away and just collapsed. But hopefully we've got a strong enough team. We're not playing against as good a team based on how they played in that first leg. And hopefully we can make it through to the final. So this is the side we have for the second leg. Unfortunately, Montardis and Goodall both failed fitness tests. So Bassioli stays at right back. Hassan Ali still stays on the right-hand side. But we do have Avier back, able to start in what is the only change from the first leg of the semi-final. And it's 4-2-3-1 against 4-2-3-1 again. Right, an early corner for them. It's whipped in, free header, 2 power for the keeper. And that is absolutely the worst possible start. In fact, it was Bassioli on the line. That's just dreadful. Right, they've gone long from a goal kick. Benavides wins the header. Ali back to Ampuero. Avier on this left-hand side. Ampuero, Benavides. Ennis back to Ampuero. Have visions of us being caught out in our own half here, but Bassioli on the right in space. Ali gets to the byline, low cross into the box, and Ennis from about 3 yards out couldn't miss. We've got right back on terms on the night straight away. We've restored that 2-goal aggregate advantage. Ali just gets to the byline, drives a low cross in. Ennis just sticks out his foot from 3 yards and scores. Right, they're playing him out with it at the back, gone long. They're driving forward down this left-hand side. Low cross. Great save by Guillaume to put it behind for a corner. They just seem to be a lot more threatening than they were in the first leg. Corner into the near post. We've got a head on it. Brasco brings it clear. Up to Ali. Angulo. It looks like in the other semi-final it's going to be Marseille that win. They won the first leg away from home 1-0. They're 2-0 up in the second leg. Brasco now turns into the D. hits the outside of the post and it goes behind for a goal kick. Right, we're in injury time. Long goal kick. We've won the header. But now they're going to get in behind Avier here, I think. Cross it into the box. Benavides gets his head on it. Avier now on the left. Back to Ampuero. Obradovic now bringing it forward. Ali into Brasco. Comes back to Ali. Benavides to Ali. Bassioli down the line for Ali, making a break. Can he square it? He does. Angulo scores. Puts us 2-1 up on the night. 4-1 up on aggregate. And in a really strong position right on the stroke of half-time. Basically a given goal there. Bassioli down the line. Ali just races clear of his defender, squares it. And Angulo, no defender anywhere near him, turns it past the keeper for a pretty decent goal in the end. And there we are, half-time, 2-1 up on the night, 4-1 up on aggregate, and hopefully we not even a team managed by me can throw this one away. Not much happening in the opening 10 minutes of this second half. We do have some players starting to look tired. So we made some changes to get some fresh legs on just to try and see this game out. We've got less than 20 minutes left. They have a free kick though to the back post. And they've levelled it up on the night. But that just reduces the goal difference, the aggregate score to 2 goal advantage for us. Please don't throw this one away. I don't think I could cope after last season's exit against Everton with Valencia. Right, into the last couple of minutes and we should be safe now. It's going to be Marseille that make it out with the other semi-final. Right, they've got a late corner here. Headed up in the air. Away by Ampuero. Angulo trying to get onto it. He's been fouled. And that should be it. Full time. We've gone through 4-2 on aggregate. And we're into the Europa League final. So, it's time for the Europa League final against Marseille. It's been played in Turkey. We are missing one player for that game. Castan is out injured because he's fractured his toe. Otherwise, we've got a fully fit squad available to choose from. We've played 2 games since the second leg of the semi-final. We lost them both. We lost to Leeds 1-0. Benavides got himself sent off. We lost to Brighton 1-0. Obradovic got himself sent off. Apparently we set a new record for worst disciplinary record during the season. It means that we end the season 11th in the league. So, regardless of what happens, this Europa League final is going to be our last game with Crystal Palace. We win, the save ends. We lose, we need to move on somewhere else. And there is an interesting job has become available in Germany. The Bayern Munich job is available. And as long as they don't get an extra Champions League place, Bayern Munich are in the Europa League next season. But just looking at this league table, you've got Aston Villa in 13th, Man United in 14th, Tottenham got relegated, and the lowest that Tottenham had finished prior to this season was 11th a few seasons ago. Everything else, they've been in the top 8 throughout the whole save, and now they've dropped out of the Premier League by quite a long way, 5-6 points from safety, basically. But now, possibly the most important match of the entire save. Depending on where we started, because when we started the save, we started with the wheel, and it was teams that had qualified for the Europa League or the Conference League at the start of the save. Whichever one we didn't go into in the first season, obviously we went into the Conference League with Aston Villa and won it in that first season, but whichever of those competitions we went into was going to be the hardest one to win, because with most of these clubs, especially if you do well, you only get one crack at it. Like you like with Eintracht Frankfurt, like that second season at Valencia, if you're doing well, generally, you're going to qualify for the Champions League. Therefore, you're not then going to be in the Europa League. Obviously, the Conference League would have been a lot more difficult because there's a lot less clubs in the nations that we've chosen that would be in it. But this season is the first season we have made it past the quarterfinal of the Europa League. Fingers crossed, touch wood, everything like that, that we can come out on top. It's going to be a tough game because Marseille were really good in the league phase. They've hammered Man United in the semi-final. But hopefully we can put in a performance that sees us lift the trophy at the end of the game. So, this is the side we've picked for the final. Montardis and Goodall are back from injury. They're fit enough to start. Both of them probably will not be able to play 90 minutes. But I think this is about as good a team as we can pick. Like I say, the only person that's missing is Castan. And in the last month or so of the season, he's found himself out of the team anyway. But yeah, big game. And hopefully we can put in a performance. So 4-2-3-1 against a flat 4-4-2. And that is not the best start. An injury after less than 5 minutes. Obradovic having to come off. And it's Hayes that's coming on to replace him. Very little happening early on in this game. We've had a lot of the ball. We've had 75% possession after 20 plus minutes. But they've got a free kick. Go for goal. Hits the woodwork. It's been hammered clear. And we got lucky that there was no one chasing the rebound there. Throw in for us, Montardis. To Hayes, cross towards the back post. Ennis. He's been a big addition in the second half of this Europa League campaign. He was injured for a lot of the first half of the season, but he's come up with some big goals in this knockout stages, and there could be none bigger than that. We've taken the lead. Now we just need to make sure we don't do anything stupid. And there we are, half-time, 1-0 up. We've been the better team. We've dominated possession. We've actually got a lot of our shots on target. But we've just seen that one highlight. So, yeah, there's work to be done in the second half just to make sure we don't throw this away. Brasco is knackered, so he's probably going to have to come off at half-time. Right, we've taken Brasco off at half-time. We've brought on Seth Ballwell, who was probably going to be the starter in that position at the start of the season. He picked up an injury. We brought in Brasco on loan, and he's been outstanding since then. Right, a free kick for them into the box. Header. It loops past the post, thankfully. Right, a corner for them. Into the near post. We've got a head on it, but it's going to come back to them. Shifts onto his left foot. Oh, thankfully, that didn't bend enough. Right, we brought some fresh legs on because we had some players tiring. We've got to throw Avier to take it. To Storey. Back to him in the box. Onto his right foot. And the keeper turns it over for a corner. Ayala Fallardo to take it. Whips it into the near post. It's up in the air. And they've headed it clear. A free kick for them. They've hit the outside of the post. And Avier brings it clear. Plays a ball over the top. Comes back to him. Still going. Loses it on the edge of their area. Now we need to get back. Right, into the last 10 minutes. Approaching injury time. 5 minutes of injury time to be played. A free kick for us. Angulo to the back post. The keeper comes and claims it. And there's got to be more to this highlight because that's not what it was. They've gone long down the field. They've got the ball. Oh no. No, 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 no. Get a challenge in. Cross towards the back post. We've got a head on it. And the keeper comes and claims it. Slow it down. Take your time. Get up the field. Right. It's going to come back. Oh no, we've got it. Angulo. Still Angulo. Driving. He gets into the box. All the way. What a goal to secure the Europa League for Crystal Palace. Wow. That was it. Take it to the corner job. And then he just drives and drives. And once he gets to the box, he just cuts in and then fires it past the keeper from a narrow angle. And we've done it. We've finally won the Europa League. It's been an effort. I'm not going to lie. It seemed like it was never going to happen. I did think this was probably the worst chance at the start of the season, looking at the quality of the squad. But we've done it. We've won the Europa League. And there we have it. The trophy cabinet is finally complete. It's taken 18 seasons and it was beginning to look like we were running out of time. We've managed to add the Europa League. We've had attempts at the Europa League with Eintracht Frankfurt, with Valencia, but in the end, it was Crystal Palace that we've managed to win the Europa League with. And there we have it, the end of the save. So there will be another episode, just a recap of everything that kind of went on with each club during the save. It's taken 10 clubs, it's taken 18 seasons, but we finally completed the objective we set out to achieve at the start of the Glory Hunter save. And hopefully we'll see you for whatever the next save is. So thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.